Всем привет! Это канал Resident Game. Меня зовут Яна. Мы продолжаем играть в Kingdom Come. Сейчас мы сделаем несколько побочных заданий, а потом пойдем на турнир. Надеюсь, к тому времени пройдет неделя и квест появится. Сейчас мы идем в город, где есть наше задание. Так. Идем вперед. Так, к этому дядьке надо идти.
You already talked to Matthew? No. So go and see him. This might...
Короче, задание, походу, запустится. Наверное, не знаю. Где этот матуш? Вот он.
I'm honored that you should come to... I'd like you to teach me... Certainly. I'd like to hone... Alright, but... Now, pay close attention. Take care.
Блин, походу задание... Это... Так, минуточку. Что я хотела сделать?
You already talked to...
No.
So go and see him. This might be...
Твой матуш со мной не хочет разговаривать. Ладно, придется другой квест делать. Так. Так, это про турнир. Можно вот это пройти. Сейчас. Где? Блин. Метки нет, что ли? Походу нет метки. Минуточку. Или это... Вот она метка, я просто слепая. Ладно, пойдем дальше. Этот квест, значит, не починили, он до сих пор у меня забагованный. Печально. Что поделать? Так. Вперед. Ой, сори. Стой. Так. Здрасте.
I hope I can be of some humble.
They say you're the best blacksmith in the whole region. That metal you've tempered never breaks.
Ah, nothing but old wives' tales. Of course, some of my pieces have broken, but only ever here at the smithy.
No one's ever returned anything for you to rework, though, have they?
Not that I recall, but I can't remember everything.
I understand. I remember. Father always heated up the iron until it was bright red, just starting to turn bright yellow. Furnace hummed gently and glowed, and then the water hissed. There was sweat on our foreheads too.
Fine words and no mistake. I do it a little differently. I heat until the metal is 2-3 shades short of bright yellow. I ease up on the bellows, and after a Lord's Prayer and a Hail Mary, I'll go into the water.
It's strange to think that I'll never help him out with it again. Our forge will stay burned out forever, unless I go back to the trade myself.
It would be a shame not to, lad. Working iron is a worthwhile thing. Godly. It makes life easier for folk. And, let's be honest, you can make a decent living doing it.
Thank you. It was good to remember how my life used to be.
Maybe you'll have the good fortune to return to your trade.
I'd like to ask you about the tempering process.
And I'd say I've nothing much to tell you. You just need an eye for it and a furnace.
Let's stop talking about tempering. And when you quench, there's nothing...
Well, that depends. I heat it up again after that, but not so it starts to glow. I just hold it like this at the edge of the furnace for a while, and then quench it again.
You quench twice.
Yes, although there's less quenching needed the second time, it doesn't get quite so hot.
And how does that help?
I don't rightly know. I found out about it by chance. I got caught short, needed to piss so bad, I left the rod resting by the furnace by mistake. That's how I found out if you quench twice.
I've heard it said that you're a warlock.
What? Why the fuck would they say that?
They say when you temper steel, you chant spells, and then nothing of yours ever breaks.
Spells? That's a good one. It's no spell, just a rhyme to time myself so I don't hold the steel hair too long. I'll be with you.
Что ж там у тебя за металл такой? Посмотрим. Что-то ничего интересного. Лопата. Можно это продам? Так. Теперь куда? Обратно в ледечко. Туда-сюда мотаюсь. Как же медленно он путешествует, кошмар. Еще загрузка 2 часа. Ну, можно побыстрее.
Well, I am.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Master Blacksmith, I think I know how the tempering gets done in Sasau.
And what have you found out? Don't keep me on tenterhooks. Out with it.
He heats it up to red, 3 steps away from yellow, and then stops heating, says the Lord's Prayer, and quenches.
I'll be damned. That's pretty much what I do too. Except I just count.
I'm just saying what I found out.
That's as may be. But there must be something else he does differently if he does the quenching just like I do.
He said he repeats the tempering straight after, but only warming up the iron, so it never even turns red.
Tempering twice in a row? Why would he do that?
He said it happened by chance once, and he noticed it made everything stronger, so now he does it that way all the time.
Well, there's no harm in trying it out, is there?
Are you satisfied?
You did what I asked of you, so I'm at your service. And here's something to keep you going. Take care.
Brave jobs. Would you credit it?
Так, здесь у нас задание по восстановлению дома. Интро. Но сначала надо пойти поспать. Так, закроем дверь, чтобы никто нам не мешал, не беспокоил. Заснуть и сохраниться. Так. 12 часов будет спать. Так. Их. Замечательно. Пошли дальше. Куда там надо идти, кому? Welcome, Генри. В замок, я так понимаю. А к кому? Так. Вообще не знаю, туда я не туда иду. Что это? Не туда. Походу мне, наверное, вниз надо спуститься. Так. Не знаю, куда иду. Что это за место вообще? Написано частная территория. Все, больше некуда подниматься. Ладно, я тогда спускаюсь. Так. Ну, давай. Так. Здесь некуда идти. Блин. Ну вот. Где тут выход? Ага, вот он где. Ладно. Не понимаю, куда идти. Наверное, вниз надо спуститься обратно. Вверх тут не поднимешься уже. Сейчас еще попробую вот здесь посмотреть. Сюда можно войти? Угу. Тут тоже нет выхода. Сейчас еще посмотрим. Может быть, здесь где-то. Просто не знаю, куда идти, к кому. Может, к нему? Нет. Может, сюда? Нет. Так, я, походу, близко к цели, наверное. Наверное. Но не факт. Щит, что за... Понятно. Сейчас посмотрим по заданию вообще. А тут нету заданий точно. Блин, что ж делать? Блин. Ну вот. Свернула себе ногу. Где? Ой. Так, мне придется так идти. Вообще непонятно, куда идти, зачем, куда, кому. Здоровье восстанавливается, это хорошо. Ну, похоже, мне надо к этому князю там летали, как называется. Пан или кто он, я не помню, такой старичок. Только где вот он находится? И к нему ли надо мне? Вопрос. Давай, беги, Генри, беги. Угу, я нашла вход. Где же он находится? Привет. Ты можешь меня обучить?
I'm honored that you...
Can you teach me?
Certainly.
I want to achieve.
You can't become a master.
Понятно.
Well, I'd like to get back.
Certainly.
I want to.
All right. Now,
Мгм.
take...
Отлично. Да чё ты вечно загружаешься? Нифига он ушел. Слышь, я еще не закончила. Стой. Так.
I'd like to improve.
Certainly.
I'm interested in more about.
Wouldn't you rather... Look...
Понятно.
Well,
Good luck then.
Кстати, я хотела оружие на лошадь положить. Так, это, наверное, все-таки здесь где-то. Вот. Где он? Этот дядька. Пан Дивиш.
God
Вот
bless you.
как его зовут.
what troubles you? Can I be of service to you, Sir Divish? I've heard talk that something is going on in Pribyslavitz.
Henry, you've come at just the right moment. I sent a man to Pribyslavitz. My locator, Marius.
What's a locator?
A land allocator. I charged him with checking on the condition of the settlement to see if we can start rebuilding it.
Угу.
You're planning to resettle the village.
Yes,
Why Pribyslavitz of all places?
because it's been lying fallow and falling into ruin since it was sacked by Havelmetic years ago. It's about time that changed.
Well, it should be safe there now.
Чё за...
We trounced that rabble on the battlefield.
Yes, and that's why I sent my master locator there. However, he should have been back long since.
If you've no objection, I could go and look for him.
I'd appreciate that. He probably just got delayed. But I'd be... God be with you.
Здрасте, женщина. Она больше не разговаривает со мной. Ладно. Так как до турнира нам еще долго, будем проходить это задание. Куда я? Спасти. Пошли спасать. Наверное, драться придется. Что он голодает у меня. Так. Ты узнал, где? Я что, не знала? Где? Булава на мне щит тоже. Хорошо, значит, пошли. Пошли искать этого черта. Где он может быть? Да. Все разрушено. Я думала, мы будем останавливать деревню, где Индра жил, на которую напали. Вон кто-то ходит. Молодой человек. Можно вас? Это половец? Нормально. Что тут происходит? Яблоко я возьму и съем. Так, пища. Надо поесть то, что он вообще. Все, пока хватит. Что было? Половец внимания на меня не обращает. И где же я найду этого чувака?
Chopping folk ain't as easy as
Разбойники.
So, it's all clear to me now.
What is? Who are you? You've no business here.
I'm Henry, and I was expecting to find you here.
What? How could you?
Sir Divish's locator went missing.
Well, it seems like he's all out of luck, don't it? Divish ought to have sent someone better than you to parley.
He didn't send me to parley, he sent me to deal with it.
Deal with it? There's plenty of us, and you're on your own. So I'd think twice about how you're going to deal with that.
Что ты меня передражниваешь? Так.
Let him go, right now. Or you can stay here and feed the crows, like the rabble who were here before you.
All right, no need to be hasty, eh? We'll be on our way. That fella's in the tent over there.
Угу. Все, ушли. В какой палатке? Их тут много. Это не палатка. Да. Пожалуй, я его вскрою. Посмотрим, что там. Мясо надо пожарить. А где оно? Странно. Ладно. Так. Тут много палаток, но я ничего не вижу. Не вижу никаких людей. Только половца видела. Но он же не половец. Я все это возьму на еду. Тут дофига палаток. Блин. Нет, не надо, нет. Нет. Что происходит? Еще один замок надо вскрыть. Он не вскрыт. Нет. Так. Сейчас скроем. Фига себе.
Help me.
Погладил его по рукам.
Thank you. My pleasure. Sir Divish sent me to
Какая у
find
него
you,
шапка.
and it looks like I arrived just in
Уютная.
time. God's truth. I'm Henry of Scalith.
My name is Marius Bilek, Master Locator. Sir Divish sent me here to survey the area.
Well, the outlaws are out of the way, so we can go and report to him, right?
Not just yet. Those bastards caught me as soon as I arrived, and so far all I've seen is the inside of the tent they tied me up in. I still have a job to do. Come along with me if you like. We'll report to Sir Divish afterwards.
I'll escort you then. At least I can make sure you don't get caught again.
What? Are there more of those bandits around?
No, I just meant... Never mind. Should we get going?
Пойдем.
This is a good spot for the rat house. Every village must have one. It'll be nice and prominent here. It's on the hillside, so the foundations will stay dry. It can have its own little square, close to the church. There's no better site here.
И не боится он один путешествовать. Будто вы схватили. Хорошо, что не убили.
Good. Good. Whoever built it did a good job. Considering how old it is and what it's been through recently, it stood up well. It won't be an easy job to fix it, but it can be done. Timber alone won't do, though.
Ты куда? И долго он будет так ходить? Ну.
We could fit at least one tradesman's shop here. Maybe a baker's?
Куда ты? Ну. О. По кустам ходит.
There's quite a lot of space here. It just needs clearing thoroughly. Then we could even fit stables here.
Да. Почему гриб нельзя взять?
Main approach road and stream.
И все.
This bridge needs reinforcing. It won't last long in this condition. I reckon it would make sense to build a weir over the stream down there. The water here is clean and can be used to supply the village until we sink a well. It's a good thing we have this stream. No point in building without a water source. Supplies and trade will flow through here.
Дурачок. Ну-ка можно. Ну давай. Быстрее.
I can't even see past the trees and ruins whether there's room for anything there. But at least the trees are strong and healthy. All we need is a few good woodcutters, and we won't have to bring in any timber from elsewhere. Stone foundations. They'll come in handy, and we're close to the stream.
Сейчас на половца наткнется. Если внутрь зайдет, там один был, я видела. Спал, лежал без одежды, причем на меня внимания не обращал никакого. Откуда он тут взялся?
Lots of space here.
Так, куда он делся? Вон он лежит. Вообще.
There's a well here already. All the better.
Ой. Да, тут предстоит много работы.
A big space, clean water, close to the village green. Good site for an inn.
Долго ты будешь ходить туда-сюда.
That's that then. Most essential
Наконец-то.
surveying is done.
So, Master Locator, ready to start building?
There's a long way to go before that. The few ruins that are left are basically beyond repair. It's all overgrown with brush.
Oh dear.
We'll have to get it all cleared before we can start rebuilding it.
So it is possible to rebuild everything?
Yes, absolutely.
But building a whole village is no small enterprise.
We'll need timber, lots of it, which isn't a problem in the middle of the woods, of course. We'll have to hire wage labor to begin with. Quite a lot of men. I think we should get started without delay. There's a lot of work involved, but it'll be well worth the effort. I can just imagine it. The church will dominate the whole settlement.
That's good news. When will you inform Sir Divish?
Why wait? I'll head to Talmberg right away. But would you keep an eye on things here in the meantime? It would be rather embarrassing to run into more bandits when I return.
В смысле, мне тут, что ли,
No
сидеть?
problem. I'll be right here.
И что мне тут делать?
My lord, welcome to
понятно.
Pribyslavitz. That is to say, welcome back to Pribyslavitz after all these years. Well, what's left of it.
Not to worry, Marius. I'm glad to be back in my old hamlet. Although, it seems to have aged about as gracefully as I have over the years.
I beg to differ, sir. It's quite dilapidated, unlike your good self. But at least it's safe now. Thanks in part to Henry here, who also saved me from a predicament that cost me valuable time. Who knows? If it hadn't been for him, we might not even be talking now.
Well, lad, in the end, you managed things in your own way, I see. Just as you said you would.
I did my best, sir. They didn't look all that tough, so I put a bit of pressure on them and they took to their heels.
You were outnumbered and you scared them off?
Ah, they were greenhorns. I think they may have been a bit intimidated by me.
Let's hope they don't try anything like that again.
I'm quite sure they won't, sir.
Let's get down to the matter in hand, shall we? What state is Pribyslavitz in?
Sir, in my official capacity as locator, I am gratified to inform you that the hamlet of Pribyslavitz may be renewed. And indeed it offers prospects of considerable expansion beyond its former limits.
Splendid. Finally, some good news for this province.
And badly needed, too.
So, what have you discovered so far? I want to know all the details.
Так.
We had a scout around.
We conducted a basic survey,
Ой.
from which we can make a preliminary outline of the parcels. I already have in my head an initial plan of what can be built where.
We should certainly have a church. I'd like to preserve the existing one.
That should present no serious obstacles. The building is in much better condition than we anticipated. But
Церковь.
extensive reconstruction will be
Почему они
required.
говорят
That's to be
костел?
expected.
There's a stream here, and a well, right in the middle of the village.
Yes, and there are abundant woods around. Clearing them will provide both extra land and timber supplies that we can use right away.
Right now, I believe we're standing on the village green, aren't we?
The future green, that is. The village center will comprise at least 6 large buildings to begin with.
Какие у них
We
планы?
can't fit any more than that here. So there will be other buildings away from the square. In particular, more extensive structures.
I'm glad to hear it. I never expected you'd find so much space here in the middle of the woods. The building work we're about to engage in is only the first part of my plan. Later, we'll clear more forest for agricultural land and build more farmhouses. But for now, we'll have to focus on more sensible goals.
As you wish, my lord.
Так.
But rebuilding a whole village must cost a king's ransom, though.
It's true it
Которых нет.
won't come cheap. Before the tradesmen settle here and start producing and trading, it will be necessary to invest a certain amount of capital.
A certain amount? How much exactly?
I wouldn't venture to state a precise amount at this point, but I expect it will come to some thousands, even tens of thousands of groschen.
That much? I hope you're good at haggling.
We shall, of course, attempt to procure everything at the best possible price, but raising a settlement from the ashes you see around you is a costly business. Nevertheless, I can assure you, my lord, that if all goes well, the investment shall all come back to you with interest.
I hope I shall live to enjoy it, Master Marius.
A village isn't a village without villagers. You'll need new subjects. Even preparing the ground for a building will need lots of labor. Where can we find so many people, sir?
You sound skeptical, lad, but it's a good question.
Беженцы с
I've
той
already given
деревни.
it some thought. I've agreed with Radzik and Hanish that we shall make an announcement in Rattay to invite people to move here and help with the construction, which will bring them many benefits, but also obligations. In addition, I expect the prospects of a new home will appeal to your former Skalitz neighbors, more than a makeshift camp by the castle walls.
They'll be delighted, sir.
A splendid solution, sir. I've also been concerned about how to bring settlers here, but now it seems there will be no shortage of new inhabitants after all.
It seems things are finally looking up. We routed the bandits in battle, and Henry took care of the remnants. When can we get to work?
Right away, as far as I'm concerned. All we need is people and the necessary funds. And we'll need someone to keep order, at least in the interim.
True. I'll leave you some of my men.
If I may, I would recommend quickly appointing a bailiff to take responsibility for the renewal of the village, its coffers and its citizens.
True. First things first. Since you understand these matters best, you shall take charge of the land parceling and building works. You'll be available to the bailiff, but answerable directly to me.
I'd be honored, sir. Thank you.
And, as regards the office of bailiff, what about you, Henry?
Yes, sir?
Вообще уже.
You've proven yourself well. You've demonstrated that you're capable of solving
Кого
problems.
зря назначает.
And you command the respect of your former Skalitz neighbors.
Что за бред?
Well, I'm not so sure.
And you're also capable of maintaining law and order.
I must concur.
So, let us
Ворую у
expedite
местных
matters.
жителей.
Henry, I hereby appoint you to the office of bailiff of the hamlet of Pribyslavitz, in my domain.
My lord, it's a great honor. Thank you.
You will oversee the initial renewal and administration of the village that will set the ground for further development. But don't imagine it'll be a bed of roses, lad. Being bailiff doesn't mean you can do whatever you like. If you don't treat the settlers rightly, I'll soon find out and relieve you of your office.
Ну вот,
Besides,
а я
we
хотела
can't
быть
spare a
тираном.
single groschen from the Talmberg coffers now, with the province in chaos. So, you'll have to cover the cost for the building
Ах
work
ты
from your
хитрый
own purse.
засранец.
Me? But Marius said it was a fortune.
True, but from what I hear, you know how to get your hands on coin enough. So, I expect you'll manage it just fine.
I'd like to know who's been spreading such gossip.
And I am assigning you certain
Вообще уже.
specific tasks. You must
Вот
ensure
зачем
the
он меня
rebuilding of the
назначил.
church. That
Чтобы я
means
всё
complete
оплатила.
reconstruction, wall paintings, and a new altar. See to it that in the future the village will be
Да.
capable of supporting a certain number of people. For that, you will need to ensure the construction of essential artisans' buildings. And ultimately, the village must produce sufficient earnings to fund further expansion.
But, sir, I've never done...
I understand your concerns, but you'll be handsomely rewarded. I shall grant you the proceeds from the whole
За
village
первые
for the
5 лет
first
их
5
еще надо
years.
прожить.
And you have my permission to use the surrounding woods and land as you see fit.
Вообще уже.
Well, that's, I mean... Are you sure I'm the right man for the job, sir? It's a lot of responsibility.
As you said yourself, Henry, it's a great honor. Besides, you won't be alone in it. I'll assist you and supervise the construction work.
Phew. All right, then.
So, we're agreed. You'll give this document to the Rattay bailiff. He'll make the announcement to invite settlers. which should ensure enough people to begin work. At the same time, your official appointment
меня уже
as
есть такая
bailiff
булава.
will be announced.
Don't know what to say, sir.
I'm sure you won't disappoint me, Henry. And now I must get back to my duties at Talbot. Send word when everything is prepared.
Certainly, sir. Have a safe journey.
Farewell, sir.
Кошмар. Ладно. Будем восстанавливать. Но точно не сегодня. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Подписывайтесь, если понравилось, ставьте лайки. До встречи в следующей серии. Всем пока.